It's 12:30 on a Monday, so you know what that means. We're going to get some news. We're going to get some DPR news. The important stuff, the good stuff, the fantastic stuff, the stuff you love. That's what we're going to get right now. We are live once again on X and YouTubes. We have ditched TikToks, as that seems to be a lefty kind of app that is just too easy to get banned from. So I'm just not going to bother with it, you know. If my account gets banned again, I hope it doesn't. But if it does, then again, I'll just abandon it. If these apps don't have free speech, then I do not want to use them. It's as simple as that. I think free speech is one of the most important things you can have in a society. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Let's jump into some news. We've got Basil the Great, who says huge news. Graham Lynham is to address the US Congress over lack of free speech in Starmer's Britain. The Americans are going to be furious when they hear what is happening and Starmer is finished. Well, we can only hope, can't we? I mean, I don't know what Trump can do other than just show him up and just make him look like a small boy. But he does that anyway, really, doesn't he? So I don't know if there's much that Trump can do with that. Maybe, maybe not. I honestly don't know. It will be interesting to watch. It'll be interesting to see what comes of that. I'm very interested to find out. So yeah, I mean, it's all good things, really, isn't it? Nothing bad is going to come from that, I don't think. And we might get rid of Starmer. So, woo! Let's have a cheer for that. Yes, we might get rid of Starmer. What a day that'd be. I think we should all have a street party, just everywhere across the UK, when Keir Starmer finally gets kicked out of power. It'll be a beautiful day. GB News says, we want change now. Labour town turns to reform as Keir Starmer faces day of reckoning for cancelling elections. So let's read a little bit further into this. Where is this for a start? Okay, Reform UK is plotting a day of reckoning for Keir Starmer, Labour-run town this May, after voters were denied the opportunity to go to the polls to vote for their local councillors. Basildon, this is. If you're from Basildon, do get in touch. Let us know how annoyed you are. It sounds like you are furious. It sounds like you're ready to, go Rambo on his ass. So do let us know how it feels to be cancelled an election. It hasn't happened to me. I'm quite fortunate. It never does seem to happen to me. It's quite annoying. I would love to go out on the streets and go, give me my elections, but it just never seems to happen to me. It's a bit sad, really. It makes me a bit sad. But what can you do? And then we have Britain is Broken, who has posted Peter Mandelson in the Epstein files in his underwear with an unknown young girl. Reminder that Keir Starmer made this man the US ambassador. He is still in the House of Lords and he is still part of the Labour Party. Well, yeah, Labour Party are absolutely full to the brim with nonces. It's nothing new. There is a list floating about out there. Mentioned it several times. I'm sure you know about it, but there is a long list of Labour nonces and just deviants that have been outed, and it really genuinely is just a party of sick people, just wrong-uns. This is a post that made me very happy. Grifty has posted Gary Lineker faces US entry ban over fierce anti-Trump social media attacks. Do you know what? I think that is fantastic. The amount of right-wing people that have been banned from different countries, that have been banned from events, that just get banned in general because of the wet wipes on the left that keep complaining. I think this is great to see, and it's great that there's a president now that's willing to say, Because a lot of them, I think, wouldn't be as sort of petty or petulant as that. But Donald Trump is, and he is more than willing to say, if you've slagged me off, you're not coming into this country. Which personally I think is hilarious. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Oh, bless. So we have Carrie. Let's click on this. I've got to click on it to go into it. What a time to be alive, eh? Fantastic. We have Carrie, British flag. I don't know what flag that is, and then Israeli flag. And she has said, breaking AY audits C4N underscore C4N arrested again. What infuriates me is how we don't stand together. If this was an invader community, they would be massing in their thousands outside the police station now and demanding release of their man. Yeah, this is absolutely true. This is, that is exactly how the Muslims get the police and the local authorities and whatnot to do exactly as they want. If they're even upset a little bit, they just gather in mass and just protest. I don't know if you remember the Manchester guys that broke the woman police officer's nose. And then one of them got head stomped for basically being a dick and attacking the police officers. But that night that happened, the Muslims in the local area all rallied against the police officers outside the police station, and they wouldn't let any of the police officers out. And they demanded that the guys the scum basically be released. And yeah, it's one of those things where because they stick together, that's why the police are scared of them. That's why they hold so much power. Whereas just white people just don't do that. We just don't stick together. We have no sense of community. And it's quite sad to see. This is one of many reasons that I always say, form a community, get to know your neighbours, your local residents of your towns, your cities, your villages, and stick up for each other. If you ever see one of your friends, if you ever see a police officer go round to your neighbour's house, do go out there and say, what's going on here? If it's a spicy tweet or anything, just say, you're not taking them, we're not having it. Just piss off. Because these police officers, they don't actually know how to police anymore. They're absolutely useless when it comes to real crime. All they want to do is just get the easy fixes, the easy arrest someone for posting a spicy tweet, or non-crime hate crimes and things like that. It's just all absolute nonsense. Adam Brooks, aka Essex PR, the Home Office just Facebooked post this. Do they think we are stupid? What a lie. And the Home Office has posted, anyone arriving illegally in the UK by small boat will face removal. And then it's got a few pictures of a few people just like being arrested. Complete lie. Yeah, we know that there's thousands of them that come over here and are accepted asylum in Britain. It's not asylum. They are economic migrants. They are here for one thing and one thing only, and that is benefits. They love it. But fair play to them. They're getting away with it. So there you go. We have battles _point_of_view. Righto. And she has put on Threads, this is on Threads, this one. Never feel sorry for the people of Gaza. They voted for Hamas. They celebrated 9/11 and October 7th. They got what they deserve. And I 100% agree with that. They did. They wanted a war. They've wanted war for years. They prepped for it. They planned it. They built tunnels and all this other crap just to attack Israel. And they did. They attacked Israel, and they did it in force. I think there was over 1,000 people that ended up attacking on October 7th. And they're whiny little bitches now because it's all gone tits up because Israel have fought back and are doing particularly well, very, very well. Yeah, so fair play to Israel. I will always stick up for Israel and Iran. Fuck these Muslim countries. You have no freedoms there. Why would anyone want to go to any of those countries? They're just cesspits. Adam Brooks, aka Essex PR, has said the far left actually assault people, throw substances, damage property, and issue threats. No action from the police, I assume. Shall I tell you why? Because many of these groups are organised by state actors or state-funded organisations. We live in two-tier Britain. Yes, we absolutely do. I do 100% believe you there. And it's very obvious that there's two-tier policing and everything else. It's no secret. And I do believe that the left that go out to protest and they have their stupid refugees welcome signs and all that nonsense, they are all paid, aren't they? They're just absolute idiots. They make me sick to my stomach, and they need to stop being paid. They need to be fucking got rid of. Just lock them up for as long as you can. Then we have Ian Gatwood on Threads, who has said, in the UK you drive on the left hand side. Here in Lincolnshire we drive on what's left of the road. That's very clever. I like that. Very well done, Ian Gatwood. That did make me laugh. And it's true, some of the roads in Lincolnshire are an absolute disgrace. They are not fit to be driven on. They really not. Unless you have like a 4x4 of some sort. It's just ridiculous. We have Beehive News now, who have posted with the Daily Mail saying the Green Party candidate for Gorton and Denton by-election backed decriminalising prostitution and suggested she is open to abolishing the police. I wonder how that's going to work. I mean, I'm for abolishing the police, but you have to have something else in place, you dumbass. She said nothing about putting anything else in the place. This is just green, lefty nonsense. Just abolish the police. Nothing will happen, will it? Yeah, all right, and love. All right, Zach. Yeah, you go with that. Hannah Spencer, her name is, a 34-year-old plumber and trainee plasterer. She's a moron. She's an absolute moron, but they all are in the Green Party. It's amazing that they that they can function, that they can actually apply to be a political opponent to reform. It's just amazing that they've somehow managed to do that. Incredible. We have another story now on Beehive News from The Guardian, and it says that a paedophile passed vetting to work at a London primary school and nursery. So, I mean, are you even surprised these days? This is Britain. So yeah, a guy, Vincent Chan, 45, has admitted 30 new offences, including upskirting of children. In addition to the 26 against toddlers at nursery, a paedophile passed supposedly strict vetting to gain positions of trust in a primary school. That is disgusting, isn't it? But again, it's not surprising. It's gross, but it's not surprising here in Britain. Honestly, here in Britain, I swear they actually like paedophiles and nonces. They seem to be doing absolutely nothing to stop them, to prevent them at all, to even discourage them from doing these disgusting things. I mean, again, I've said it before. England, Britain is the nonce capital of the West, basically. On Lincolnshire Live, we have huge Lincolnshire police job losses avoided with emergency 36 million lifeline. So we are at a point in Lincolnshire where we nearly lost. I mean, how does it say? Apparently this has been going on for months. I've heard nothing about it. Police chiefs have called a very good day for Lincolnshire after months of mounting concern. So they've obviously known for months that they might be losing police officers or shutting down police stations or anything. Haven't said anything, and the only time they mention it is when the government or whoever bail them out. It's ridiculous. Lincolnshire police have been thrown a lifeline after months of worry with extra funding that will prevent devastating cuts. Okay, so they've been issued an extra 12 million of emergency help over the next 3 years, as well as an increased annual budget. As many as 400 officers and staff could have been axed without the support. So as far as I know, they've not put this news for months. They've known about it. They haven't put any news out there about potentially losing 400 police officers and police staff until they've got it sorted out. So we all knew nothing about this until they go, yeah, we'll tell you about it now. But it's okay now. We've got it sorted. I guarantee you, if they hadn't have been handed that lifeline, they would have just hoped no one noticed when all these police officers and police staff lose their jobs. Just hope no one pays attention. That's what this government's like. That's what these councils are like. It's all just disgusting. Isolated Incidents on X has posted, police discovered a body of a 31-year-old woman in an apartment in Stuttgart on Tuesday morning, January 27th. The suspect of Palestinian origin and undetermined nationality was brought before the judge on Wednesday at the request of Stuttgart Public Prosecution's Office. Okay, so we basically have a Palestinian over here that's just killing people now, do we? He or she has been caught, but we know what they're like here in Britain. They'll probably get a suspended sentence or something. Just an absolute joke of a justice system again. It doesn't surprise me if we take on more Palestinians who absolutely hate us and our way of life. They're going to cause mayhem. And they will certainly join the Muslims and the lefties out on marches every day if they can. It's ridiculous. How can you not see this coming? You're taking people in from an Islamic country that literally spent years and all of their government money on building tunnels and plans to attack Israel. That's all they did. They could have built hospitals, schools, houses, anything with all that money. What did they build? Tunnels so that they could attack Israel. Absolutely disgusting. And then you want to move them over here into this country and see how it goes, yeah? I'm guessing, I'm going to throw a guess out there that it's not going to end well. 1 second. Yeah, I'm going to end that's really not going to end well. We have David Gokhstein clips. And he's posted, this is on X, anyone who has stood up and tried to speak against immigration has suffered consequences. Yes, this, again, I said this earlier, it's absolutely true. If you are on the right, even a little bit, and you speak up about how pissed off you are about this country, how things are going, the decline of this country, then you are up for any kind of assault that the police, the government, the councils deem fit. I speak out on this kind of stuff, but I am fully prepared for the police coming to my door. I'm fully prepared for that. Do you know what I'll do? I'll tell them to fuck off. That's all I do to the police. I absolutely hate the police, cannot stand them. So I will be telling them to fuck off when they turn up at my door. We have X.com again. We have Britain is broken. Right, so this one, this is very suspect to me. I'm sure you've seen it. It's a video that's gone quite viral at the minute, and it's of police swooping in at a march, and they snatch a lefty agitator in Braintree, and it's literally the the agitator is stood there sort of having a go at the right-wing people. He's a lefty, obviously, they always are. He's having a go at them, and then a police van just pulls up beside him. A couple of police officers jump out, grab him, and bring him into the police van. Then the two officers jump back in, shut the door, and it drives off again. It's like a very fast abduction, and he doesn't put up a fight or anything like that. The person that's just been grabbed, there's no fight, and he doesn't try and get away or anything like that. He seems to just sort of go with it. Now, what the hell is going on there? That isn't an arrest. I'm sure that's a undercover police officer that's been put there to agitate people, and the police have just decided get him out of there. So they just pull up next to him, get him out, and take him away before anyone can ID him, before anyone can ask questions, basically. But luckily enough, they were caught on camera doing it. So it's really frustrating. Because the guy himself that got shoved into the van, he was wearing like a crash helmet, and you couldn't ID him or anything like that. But it's just very suspicious. It's really, really suspect. I just don't understand where that's kind of what the true story is there. They can't just say that was an arrest. There's no way anyone, if the police pulled up like that, jumped out and grabbed you, there's no way anyone would get in that van. Absolutely not. Even if you weren't thinking, your natural instinct would be to pull away from people that are getting you into a van. I just need to loop my music here 1 second. I think it's going to be end of the playlist soon, so I'll just set it to loop. Okay, so we have Grifty, who has posted on X to say Starmer's Brexit betrayal. Who saw that coming, eh? Keir Starmer vows to drag Britain further into the single market just months after pledging no return. How can he do that if we've got deals with India and China and everything? Because EU specifies that you can only deal with EU if you're in the European Union. So what's going on there? In China, the PM declared he wants to go further in aligning the EU single market wherever it suits the national interest, openly eyeing more sectors beyond recent agricultural and electricity deals. But the thing is, we had a vote there, Keir Starmer, and we voted to get out of the European Union and the European market. We didn't want to be in it anymore. But you see, I mean, that's never been implemented. It's just you've completely ignored that, and now Keir Starmer's in power because he's so terrible at lying, and because he's basically a cunt. He just doesn't even try hiding it. He's just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm taking us back into the European Union. We never fucking left the European Union, for God's sake. Jesus, fuck me, Christ. We have a post on X from Active Patriot saying another terror attack stopped. 2 men arrested yesterday in Tottenham on terrorism charges. Yeah, again, this happens a lot more often than you'd think. One of these days, a terrorist is going to get through. Honestly, it's absolutely disgusting. And it happens far more frequently than you can imagine. And yeah, that's all I can say about it, really. One of these days, one of them is going to get through, and we're going to have another London terror bombing or something like that, you know. It's just ridiculous how they're letting all these people into the country, expecting them to just integrate, and all they do is form ghettos and build bombs, basically. We have Sydney Jones on X, who has posted Braintree marches against illegal immigration today, which was yesterday, I believe, Sunday. Today, hundreds gathered in Braintree to protest against former RAF Wethersfield, which is housing almost 1,000 undocumented males. Yes, and since then... there has been problems started in Wethersfield around that RAF base. Now, who would have thought that? Who would have seen that coming? That they moved 1,000 undocumented men into an RAF base, and then you start getting problems around that base. Just absolutely a mystery. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, it could be anything, couldn't it? I think it's the locals. They're so mad about these 1,000 men that they're doing damage to their own properties, their own village or town or whatever the fuck it is. It's just absolutely ridiculous. We all knew it was going to happen. I keep warning you guys that it's going to happen, and it is coming to you with Operation Scatter, so get used to it. On Beehive News, we have the Telegraph saying the sacking of a London bus driver for stopping a mugger shames us all. And it's absolutely true. This is the story of the bus driver over the weekend who chased down a guy that robbed a woman of her necklace. He chased her down, got the necklace back, and then And then he got sacked. He got sacked for being a good Samaritan. He got sacked for doing the right thing. And I believe the reason they said that he was sacked was because, one, he left the bus unattended while the ignition was on. So technically, he's not protecting the passengers on the bus. Yeah, unbelievable, just absolutely unbelievable. And secondly, he assaulted a customer. Oh, well done from that bus service. What an absolute fucking joke we are of a country. Yeah, so he got sacked for being a good Samaritan, and I mean, what can you say to that, man? Seriously, what can you say to that? It's just absolutely, it just makes you laugh, man. Yeah. So I'm gonna switch across to my other. Let's get rid of that. So we have x.com again, and it is a post from, it's just loading, AKA, and she says, by the looks of it, could be a he, it's a very small picture. But they say, AKA says, Birmingham City Council meetings have stopped being conducted in English altogether. Imagine that. A Birmingham City Council meeting that isn't even done in English. They don't need to, do they? Because, I mean, the English, we're not important to them. We're second-class citizens. If they do it in Arabic or something like that, and Urdu, then, you know, they can really get their message across to the people that matter, you know? So fantastic for them. You know, at least they're being honest about it. Why do it in English when it's just not needed? You know, we're not important. We're secondary citizens. Basil the Great on X says, major UK scandal unfolds. Ministers have been caught paying NHS hospitals to remove patients from waiting lists. Again, I'm sure we've all known this has been happening. Wes Streeting, as soon as he came into power, all he did was move the goalposts. He never actually done anything to make the NHS more ergonomic and more economical, more better functioning. He didn't do any of that. He lies, and all he did was move the goalposts so that it looks as if he's doing a better job than what he actually is. Absolutely hilarious, and they've all done it. Sadiq Khan does it to say that London's safer and all this crap. Yeah, and they expect people to believe it, and if you do, you're an absolute moron. It really just... You still get lefties that say, yeah, London's a safe place. It's never been more wonderful. It's fantastic. And then you get videos daily of just people being mugged. And a new trend that's starting is for people, if they see anything on your back parcel shelf or in the boot, they'll just smash the back window and just take it all. They've got no problem doing it, have they? But yeah, it's no different to that, really. You know, it's one of those things where It's going to go ahead regardless. And even though they've been caught, they just do not care. They honestly do not care, even the slightest little bit. So if you whine about it, if you protest it or anything like that, they don't give a fuck. They do not give a shit at all. We have another X post from Maya Poet, who has said, at 12, I was told that gender-affirming breast binding was safe and reversible. They lied. Now at 26, I live in pain. My upper body is permanently disfigured. Schools still secretly give these dangerous medical devices to little girls. Repost to raise awareness. Well, I mean, I would repost this, but I just think you're a fucking idiot. I can remember when all this gender affirming for kids stuff started coming out, and me, as many other right-wing people, said this is going to end in tears, because you can't do that to children. It's ridiculous. They're going to grow up, realise what mummy and daddy and Dr. Phil did to them, and just hate them as much as they can. And that's exactly what's happening now. These kids that originally had these surgeries and puberty blockers and all this other stuff, now they're getting older and they're realizing, shit, I just want to be a normal person. You know, I don't give a crap about this gender ideology anymore. Now they're honestly, I believe they're all going to sue. They're all just going to sue these doctors, their parents, and they're absolutely right to do so. As a parent, as a guardian, as a doctor, you're supposed to do what's best for the patient. You're not supposed to give them puberty blockers because mummy said she doesn't want little Sally growing up. You're not supposed to do shit like that, but you've been doing it for God knows how long, maybe 20 years or so. Yeah, and obviously now those 6-year-olds that you did it to, now they're 20 something, they're coming back at you. Good on them. I hope they get all the money they can out of you. I genuinely do. Grifty has posted, Europe is projected to look like this within 20 years unless things change. And it says the projected, it's a picture basically, and it says the projected percentage of Muslims among total population in every country. So let's have a look at Ireland, 4.4%. They should be all right for a little while longer. The UK, 17.2%. By then, it will be an Islamic State in England. I guarantee it. The magic number, if you don't already know, is 12. When the Muslims get to 12%, that is when they start pushing for Sharia law. That's when they start terrorizing. That's when they start really going to town on that country that they are invading. So let's read some more out. UK, 17.2%. Norway, 17%. Sweden, 30%. My God, Sweden's already a shithole, and I think they are at the magic 12% now. And that is just a shithole in Sweden. You could not pay me to go there now. Finland, 15%. Estonia, 1%. Latvia, 0.4%. Lithuania, 0.2%. Poland, 0.2%. Germany, 4%. That's nonsense. That's going to be much higher. That is going to be much higher. I would put Germany probably on par with Britain. 16-17%. I don't know why that's 4% there. That's utter nonsense. Czech Republic, 1.2%. Slovakia, 0.7%. Romania, 0.9%. Hungary, 4.5%. Austria, 19.9%. Luxembourg, 9.9%. Switzerland, 12.9%. So really, Switzerland, they'll just be going through the transition from a Christian nation to a Islamic State at that point at 12.9%. A lot of these countries will already just be lost to Islam. France, 18%. Again, France is another one. They're very, very close to 12%. And look at it. It's a shithole. You could not pay me to go to Paris, honestly. I will never go there again. It's absolutely disgusting, Paris. But then I feel the same way as well about London, Birmingham and Manchester. All of them shitholes. Slovenia 5.2%, Italy 14.1%, Croatia 2.1%, Spain 7.2%, Portugal 2.5%. So all in all, Europe is absolutely fucked. And there's no way you can get rid of all these Muslims now, because you've got second and third generations in the country now, and there's no way you'll ever get those removed. There's just no way to do it, because technically they are British citizens or wherever citizens, Germany, France, wherever. And you just can't do it. So we're fucked, really. It's not a matter of if Islam conquers the world. It's only a matter of when. That's all there is to it. They will keep breeding. They will keep spreading. I mean, if it carries on as it is now, it'll be within my lifetime. If we take course correction now, then I don't know. You might be able to hold it off another, 3, 4, 5 generations maybe. But mark my words, it'll happen. On X, we have Shirian Collective, who has said the state of Sweden. What I was just saying, Sweden is fucked. So let's read this post. The state of Sweden: Muslim migrant rapist walks free while victims pay the price. Again, they do not want to upset the Muslim population, because they will go to town on the local police, the local councils, and the government. So they just don't upset them. What is happening in Sweden is beyond comprehensible. The principal of a school in Skane, southern Sweden, claimed all 3 youths are also victims. Righto, so a girl got raped in school, and the principal, the head teacher, as we say in Britain, is claiming that the 3 boys that raped her are also victims. That is fucking disgusting. What is wrong with this world? Just absolutely disgusting. He argued that the convicted Somali Muslim rapist Ajub received a pretty harsh punishment, turning him into a victim too. Fuck off! They raped a girl, you fucking sickos. Over the last decade, Sweden has maintained a pattern of lenient treatment for Muslim migrant offenders in rape cases. Yes, and look at the country. It's a shithole. I've mentioned it many times. If you don't know, at the beginning of 2025, so this time last year, Sweden had 30 terrorist attacks in the first 32 days. No, it was 32 bombs in the first 30 days of January. Look it up. That is January. That is genuinely true. 2025, Sweden, January. They had 32 bombs go off, terrorist attacks, in the first 30 days of 2025. Absolutely disgusting. But like I said, they're at 12%. They're at the percentage where the Muslims really push it. Native Swedish victims who, oh, by the way, Swedes are leaving the country in droves. They are leaving Sweden. You may as well say at this point that Sweden is actually just being colonized. The Swedes are leaving, and migrants are just moving in. And they're basically taking the land. That's all there is to it. Native Swedish victims often endure the consequences like fear, isolation, and displacement, like I was just saying, because they're moving away, while perpetrators receive light sentences to avoid deportation. Yeah, but again, because your government are weak, because your police are weak, your councils are weak, your justice system is weak, like England. They are too scared to deal with these people. So what they do is they just let them get away with it. It's no coincidence that all of Europe, all of these countries are all just weak and handing out light sentences to these invaders that keep raping and killing and whatever else. It's just is what it is. Until we get someone tough, like that Polish guy, I can't remember his name, but the Polish guy that was... prime minister or president of Poland for the last like 4 or 5 years. What a legend. He is an absolutely fantastic man. I follow him on X. So if you want to look through my follows and find him there, you absolutely can. In fact, I'll put a post up of him today. So if you want to follow him, you can. He is an absolute legend. The case of 14-year-old Tindra exemplifies this. On May 30th, 2016, she was gang raped in her school bathroom by 2 boys, including a 16-year-old Somali Muslim named Ajub. Ajub got 100 hours of youth service and 24 social worker meetings, citing impaired understanding of right and wrong. I'm not even reading this any further. That is absolutely disgusting. That is... They absolutely know what is right and wrong. But it's just that is part of their culture. That is absolutely part of their culture. The amount of times I see these paedophile hunters and stuff online, and they'll catch a Muslim man that will be talking to what he thinks is like a 12-year-old girl, and they'll catch him in a sting operation and say, it's not a 12-year-old girl, you're nonce, it's fucking us. Now you're going to... Well, you know. But the amount of times those Muslim guys just say, "Oh no, it's part of my culture. That is Islam. We're allowed to do that. If they aren't Muslim, then we're allowed to take them as sex slaves." That's what you're letting into the country. It's fucked. Absolutely fucked. Okay, I've got a couple of duplicates here, so we'll just bear with me 1 second. My apologies for this, it will only take a moment. I managed to fix my laptop, by the way. I realised what it was, although I didn't think it would affect it. What it was is on the settings for the Wi-Fi, it was listed as a metered Wi-Fi connection. So I turned that off. I was like, I don't care. It's not metered. It shouldn't be metered. So I switched that off. Seems to be working fine now. And I've had to go with a new laptop as well now for different things regarding my VR channel. So I've actually got 2 laptops here now and my control board and that. So, you know, it's all building up now. It's amazing. Okay, we have Adam Brooks again on X, who has said Tom Cruise must be far right then too, because he has left Britain. He has abandoned his Knightsbridge flat. Days after an armed moped gang raided nearby Rolex store, as he feels London has declined and is no longer safe. Oh, bless him. Bless him. It's starting to affect the celebrities and it's starting to affect the higher ups now, is it? Yeah, I honestly don't have any sympathy because he's one of those people that probably just thought, I'll always be all right from this. I'll gate myself off from it. It won't affect me. Or just thought, you know, or thought, you know, it's not going to happen. You know, all these immigrants coming in, they're fine. They're not criminals. It's absolutely fine. Nothing, no problem whatsoever. And then suddenly you get moped gangs raid a nearby Rolex shop along your road, and you think, shit, I need to get out of the country. Which is exactly what Tom Cruise has done. Unfortunately, not everyone in England can do that. So, yeah, just prepare yourselves. Jesus, fuck me, Christ. There you go. What else do we have? We have another X post from... It's loading. From Kira Diss on X, and she says, another day in Sadiq Khan's lawless London. If it's not mobile phones and motorbikes, cars are being broken into for belongings left on show. Literally nothing is safe from these thieves, not even locked in your car. Yeah, again, this is what I was saying earlier. This is like the second video now I've seen of these moped gangs. And they just, if they see anything on display in the boot of your car, anything like that, they'll just smash back window, get it all, it's gone within 5 minutes. But nothing is safe. Seriously, you can't have nice things in London. Even bikes, the thieves are so brazen with it now that I've seen videos of them just doing it out in public. They'll just take an angle grinder to the lock, get the lock off, jump on the bike and just ride off. You're never going to see that again. The Met Police are useless. You are never ever going to see that again. Just absolute just an absolute joke. And then you've got Sadiq Khan, who keeps saying, oh yeah, safest and most brilliant city in the world, love it. Yeah, you talk utter bollocks, Sadiq Khan. You're a disgusting little rat man, that is what you are. Okay, Basil the Great has said Islamic Centre in London caught sending Hezbollah phone cases. Wow, that's amazing. So I believe this was a protest a couple of days ago. I've already read into this story, and I think what it was, I'm sure what it was, is there was a protest outside the Islamic Centre. It wasn't against the Islamic Centre, it was just, it happened to be like across the road from the Islamic Centre. And what the people from inside the Islamic Centre did is they started giving out Hezbollah phone cases to those people that were protesting, because obviously they thought, well, we're on the same side here. They probably had them all made ready. They probably knew the protest was going to happen. So yeah, got a load of Hezbollah phone cases made and handed them out, distributed them. And it would appear that people took them and put them on their phones, I'm guessing. So you've literally got people with Hezbollah phone cases now in Britain. What a country we are. Absolutely amazing. Genuinely shocking. We have Minister Ricky Doolan has said on X that Christianity is rising in the UK. Bible sales are up by 134%. He says it's happening. I would love to agree with you. I genuinely would, but your optimism by far outshines mine. Again, I would say it is far too late. And I mean, I say it's far too late as if something is happening now, but it isn't, it just isn't. All this that's happening now has happened in Iran and Lebanon and other countries. Look it up for yourselves. And I'd love to say it has a happy ending, but it doesn't. So I'm not as optimistic as you. We have a post on X from Jardine, who says that jailed Hanley Riot's dad was chanting, "Who the fuck is Allah?" Okay, so this is a guy, Nathan Poole, who was out during the Hanley riots, and all he did was shout, "Who the fuck is Allah?" and criticize police. So it's verbal assault, basically, you could say. All he did was actually speak or shout offensive things, and he got a 30 months jail. 30 months jail. That is more than sex offenders, nonces, more than robbers, rapists, more than anyone gets. That's probably the longest sentence I've heard for quite a while. That's incredible. Well done, police. Let's give them a cheer. Let's give them an applause, because they've once again proved their cowardice and the CPS's cowardice. So well done to them. It's good to be reminded of just how shite and useless you are. So well done. We have Active Patriot, who has posted, this is on X, he has said a homeless man has died in the doorway of a migrant hotel in Derby overnight. Police and paramedics are on the scene. This is the state of the UK right now. Yeah, and it really highlights a point that a homeless British man has died on the doorstep of a migrant hotel. So you've probably got hundreds, maybe thousands of migrants in there that have never contributed to this country, and they're well looked after, fed, given spending money and everything they could possibly wish for. This guy, I don't know his circumstances, I'm sure no one does at this point, but he's British nonetheless, so he should have been looked after over these migrants. And yet, no, not at all. GB News has put a story out about a woman stabbed to death in broad daylight in busy London of, you guessed it, London. Yes, once again from London. A woman has been stabbed to death in a busy area of North London, police have said. Officers were called to reports of a stabbing in Pound Lane, Willesden. At around 4 p.m. on Saturday, a 50-year-old woman was found with stab wounds and was pronounced dead at the scene. A 30-year-old man believed to have been known to the victim has been arrested on suspicion of murder and taken into custody at a North London police station. The Metropolitan Police have confirmed. They have not given any indication there, any description of the perpetrator, the guy that's suspected of killing this woman. So I'm gonna throw it out there and say it's a migrant. You know, when they don't give any kind of description or anything like that, that's the only logical thing you can do. If it had been a white man, they would have put that out there straight away. They would have put that as the first two words on that report. They would have just put white man and then gone into the story, you know. Okay, we have GB News. Patients evacuated and major incident declared as blaze erupts at Southampton Hospital. Again, these fires just seem to be popping up all over the show. And it does seem interesting that you have more immigrants, more invaders, and you get more fires. Fascinating. The way that works is just, it's a mystery to me. I don't know why there's a correlation there, but there does seem to be. If anyone can fill me in as to why that is, I'd be grateful of that. Cheers. Patients have been evacuated and a major incident declared at University Hospital Southampton this morning after a blaze erupted at the facility. I think we know everything that we need to know about that. Basically, they were evacuated. But again, why was there a fire? Growing up, I don't remember any fires happening anywhere around my local area or anything. You do. We have Britain has posted on X to say Muslims are literally telling you they are here to take over. And there's a guy that's been interviewed and he literally says, we are here to take over your country. You can't stop us. You can try, but we are here to uphold Sharia law. And when they tell you what they're here to do, listen to them, for God's sake, because I believe them. And it's only the lefties that are saying that they don't believe them, that are either saying it's not happening, you're lying, or you know, it's not going to affect me. It's all right, fair enough. Fuck it, you know. Right Angle News Network has said, breaking shocking video out of Portland, Oregon shows teachers at Portland Montessori school leading children, some no older than 5 or 6, in an anti-ICE protest, sparking mass calls to remove any licenses from the schools they may have. Yeah, absolutely. They're taking children, and there's a video of it, by the way, as well. They're taking children to an ICE protest. That is absolutely disgusting. It's not even their kids, for God's sakes. They're teachers. Keep them in the classroom and teach them, you fucking nonsense. What is wrong with these people? Just absolutely disgusting. It looks like we've got one more story, and then we'll wrap it up. We are at 54 minutes anyway, so all good. GB News has said migrants living at RAF base leave village residents feeling unsafe after wandering around garden at night. Migrants living at RAF Finland, blah, blah, blah. Jeff, who lives in once desirable Essex village, detailed how he chased a migrant away from his property at night before finding another one hiding in the bushes. Speaking to GB News, Jeff said, "We've had them at 5:30 in the morning down our lane. We are down a private lane. I've had one random guy wandering around in the yard at midnight. We've gone down, chased him down the road, and then found another one come out of the bushes all of a sudden. You don't know who is around, hence the big dog." Oh, okay, they've got a big dog then, I guess. "I shouldn't have to go get stressed out going to work, leaving the wife and family here." No, absolutely, you shouldn't have to. But your governments have betrayed you, and the police have betrayed you. So you do have to now, because that is exactly what they want from you. So get used to it. Jeff, sorry about that. I'm sure you didn't vote for it. Maybe you were a lefty that voted for it, who knows. But if you weren't, I'm sorry about that. It's the lefties and the Muslims that are making it happen, and weak governments. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you learned a lot. I really hope you learned how to build a community and be happy together and kick out all the fucking lefties. Right, have a good rest of the day, everyone, and I'll see you again for the next episode of Not the Evening News, hosted by Dick Payne. Yes. Have a good one.